That's perfect.
I love it.
That didn't make it slow and dramatic.
Welcome back to Slurring Your Memes. This is going to be part two of MayheM.
Fuck yeah.
I'm Taco.
Phil Brook.
And we'd like to talk about more of how much we love you.
And
you
make me so wet.
I know. Look at me.
God.
My seat's wet.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway.
We'd like to get some reviews on iTunes, if you can. Just give us some 5-star reviews.
I don't care with 0-star, man. Just tell us we suck. I'm fine with it.
It doesn't, honestly, it really doesn't matter. It would suck if you actually gave us a 1.
Yeah, it would. Actually, it would. Kind of suck. We'd cry. We would actually cry and blubber and bitch and moan.
We're going to have a YouTube. We actually have a YouTube channel.
Yes.
And it'll give us, we'll put some podcasts up there.
Yep.
Give us a like. Subscribe to the channel. We're going to get as much as we can going here for you guys. This is episode 2 of MayheM. So it's part 2, number
Indeed.
2. Du hast mich. That's not Norwegian.
So going back, we're talking about the band MayheM. If you listen to the first podcast, you realize that these dudes are fucking psycho.
Yeah, we've gone through fucking starting a band, painting our faces into panda bears, fucking suicides and suicide notes,
And burning
churches, blood, cheers,
murders. I mean, just getting grounded by your parents and shit. Like it's all kinds of weird shit. I mean. These guys, apparently these guys were like really beloved in the black metal community as innovators, and maybe even the guys that started all this.
They have no reason to not be like on the top tier.
Right.
Like if you look at a black metal band and you see their faces painted and all this shit, like Danny Filth, he's like true fucking black metal, painted face, woohoo, all the way, yeah. It was because of these guys,
right?
There's you cannot take away credit where credit is due.
Absolutely,
especially with a suicide.
Yeah, suicides, murders, church burnings,
especially murders. We ended up on a murder last time.
Yeah, we did. That Von Vickersness guy fucking murdered Euronymous. He was like, "I don't like you, man. We had this play date. Your parents grounded you, so I'm gonna stab you 23 times."
Yeah, Sonic was on the fucking line. My mom didn't fucking let me play.
Come over and play some Sega, brah.
I wanted to play it just a little bit because it was new, brand new.
Right out of the fucking package. I mean, shit. It was like for me, like I love Sonic. Don't get me wrong, but the game that really fucking made me stay home and not do homework and tell my friends and family to fuck off was, and everyone knows this fucking game, and there was a couple others, but this one in particular, which was Zelda, the Ocarina of Time.
Oh, fuck yeah, dude.
I still fucking hate the water temple.
Doesn't matter. Any water temple.
Right.
Like every single water temple. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you, Nintendo? It's like, oh, here's the fucking forest temple. Let's fucking jump in here. It's a fucking walk in the park. You fucking hop, skip, and a jump.
Yep.
You got a fucking Gamora.
Yeah, kill a couple of fucking spiders, no big deal.
You kill, was it Gamora?
Oh, the bad dude on the horse?
No, not the fucking, I know Ganon. Fuck
yeah,
Ganon.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
He's a fucking douchebag.
Yeah, he is. Fuck him and his whole life.
But like every single fucking forest temple, there was that guy Gamora.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Spider dude.
Oh, the spider guy. Yeah, the Spider King.
Yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him in the ass hard twice.
But yeah, Ocarina of Time, probably one of the best games out there for the Zelda series. No, probably is not on.
It's been voted the best game of all time, like multiple times. Is it the best game? Maybe not for you, maybe not for me. I mean, for me it was, but
let us know at Slurring Your Memes podcast at gmail.com.
Indeed. Oh, that's number 2. Number 2. You want fuck? That's a personal story that was amazing.
Oh man, you know what? What's good about listening to this podcast is personal stories, and when we talk about personal stories, we
Inside
we
jokes.
go in depth. And when we do these inside jokes, we will let you know what's going on so you would know what's going on.
Exactly.
And then you can go ahead and share this inside joke with someone else and have them listen to the podcast, and they can do it. They'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends, and they'll tell two friends.
Maybe tell a couple enemies.
And then your enemies will become friends because you guys have something in common.
Now everyone's a friend.
Everybody's fucking...
That's what we're here for. We're here to make friends.
Yeah, circle jerking all day.
Yeah, let's grab each other's penis to the right and just fucking start jerking the circle.
Just do it.
All right, so let's get back into mayhem here. We were talking about this Rune Erickson blasphemer guy. That's a pretty fucking cool name.
Rune Erickson, blasphemer.
Yes, and previous Mayhem members, which was Maniac and Necro Butcher. You can't get away from Necro Butcher, apparently.
Not at all. He's like the long-standing member.
I guess so, yeah.
He's like,
Hellhammer, actually. The drummer, Hellhammer.
Hellhammer is the long-standing.
Yeah.
Like, I just love this band. I love this band. I'm going to listen to everything they have.
Exactly.
On a daily basis.
And it's probably going to suck, but maybe it won't suck. Who knows? I've listened to some of it in the past, and I don't really have a good memory of how good it was or how bad it was. But for me, it was, just the story of the band itself is fucking amazing. But anyways, so previous members of Mayhem, Maniac, Necro Butcher, despite arousing some controversy, just a little controversy,
Tiny
and
bit.
skepticism for reforming without founding member Euronymous,
A tiny bit.
the group
Tiny
returned to
bit.
activity.
Not a tiny bit.
Beginning with the 1997 Wolf's Lair Abyss EP. This was followed by a string of European performances, including one in Milan, Italy, featuring a guest appearance by that Cesar guy, or CSIHR guy. I'm not pronouncing that fucking word. Which was recorded at the Mediolanum Capita Est live album of the year. Of that year.
I think it's Eastern or Establishment. Wait, I think it's Establishment because EST means establishment. Or no. EST actually means Eastern Standard Time.
It does.
So Mediolanum Kappa Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, apparently so. So that was the live album of that year. In this new phase, racist statements made by Hellhammer, who spoke out against race mixing and foreigners in Norway. Apparently he was a member of the Norwegian KKK. And the use of Nazi imagery such as swastika flags in the rehearsal room, etc. And the Totenkopf emblem. And
What the fuck's a talking?
I don't know, but we should probably Google the shit out of that real quick.
I'm gonna go ahead and look for that while you go.
Oh,
ahead and do it.
it's a skull of some sort.
So you go ahead and do that.
Oh, it's the Panzer thingy. Okay.
Where the fuck were we?
I gotta get back in the notes here, but I got. It's the 3rd SS Panzer Division. Okay, Totenkopf, and actually, I don't want to get too deep into this, but not on my side of the family because I'm English and Italian, but on my brother-in-law, who, God rest his soul, if there's a God or whatever the fuck there is, he just died not too long ago. His father was actually an SS officer.
Oh, this is fucking great.
Yeah, so...
I don't know if you guys have heard of Hardcore History. It's also a podcast here in the podcast universe. It's hosted by... Dan.
I can't recall.
Dan Garland? Yeah,
Okay.
Dan Garland, I believe. He actually has a few segments on there. Look, I'm plugging other podcasts.
Already. Jesus
Yeah,
Christ,
right?
we're in our infancy. We still get diapers on.
If you're looking for a good history podcast, go check out Dan Garland's Hardcore History. He's got some seriously good, in-depth information.
Right.
About real life history.
Yeah,
And
we've actually listened to a bit of this on the way home from work and shit.
Yeah, if you really want to get in depth on World War II, check out for his what was it? Something
Cricket fight. I can't remember.
Honestly, I don't fucking remember.
But anyways,
Blueprint for Armageddon.
there we go.
1, 2, 3, 4, and I think there's a 5.
Uh-huh.
Don't quote me on the 5th one, but it's Hardcore History Blueprint for Armageddon. Check that out.
Indeed.
Dan Carlin. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Dan
Now we
Carlin's
got it right. It rhymed. Close enough.
hardcore history. Sorry about the misuse of his name, but it's a great podcast. Go check it out. So.
Right. So going back to MayheM again, and we're constantly going to get off subject because this is what we do, because we don't care about the listeners at all. Just kidding. We love you. In this new phase, racial statements made by MayheM, who spoke out against race mixing, foreigners in Norway, etc. We've already got into this to a tiny bit. They had used Nazi imagery, which included swastikas and some other pretty amazing shit, and Third Reich emblems and such, which we were just looking up because these things are pretty interesting to me. We were also talking about, I was about to talk about a story, and I'll make it as quick as possible just so we can stay on track with MayheM. My brother-in-law, who passed away not too long ago, his father was a SS youth, which is pretty friggin' interesting, but he became an SS officer. Yeah, and then, so towards the end of the war, it was pretty interesting. So he was leaving Russia with his troops. So he ran into a couple other higher-ranking officers on the way back. And mind you, they had no food. And this is a story directly from him. They had no food, no ammunition, nothing. These guys are starving to death coming back. I mean, they were Nazis. Who really gives a shit? But anyways, he was forced into this that way. It's either die or join the army, and that's what he did. But so he runs into these officers. They have no food, no rations, no nothing. And they said, you got to turn around and go back to Russia and fight. And this guy was like, no, I'm protecting my people. They're going to die. We're starving. We're tired. We're cold. And these SS officers were very, trying to persuade him to go back. Not really persuade him, but they were saying, hey,
Like,
you need to turn around. So he proceeded to take out his pistol and kill all 4 of these officers. And then marched his unit back to Germany, in which time he took off his SS uniform and buried it under 6 feet of concrete at his house, and then fled to America.
6 feet of fucking concrete.
He dug up his driveway.
Insane.
Yeah, he dug up his driveway, like 6 feet down, and put all his Nazi crap in it, and buried it under dirt and concrete.
That's
Yeah.
That's true history right here.
Yeah.
100%. Like, the only history I can give you out of my life itself is, my lifeline or timeline or ancestry. Ancestry, that's the word. That's the fucking word. Ancestry. The only ancestry I could probably give you is that everyone in my family is an alcoholic. So,
hence, here we are drinking beer, talking shit.
Talking lots of shit. So, back to the story at hand.
Yeah, so we were talking about how MayheM had, got into some issues with, racism, race mixing and foreigners, and talking about stuff like that in Norway.
Because Norway has lots of black people.
Oh, apparently
Spanish
so.
people and, Indian people. Everybody there.
Exactly.
It's a fucking neo-America.
Yeah, they're not racist. They have color TVs. But additionally, MayheM stated that...
I'm not racist.
A word brought from our sponsor. Additionally, MayheM stated that no member of the new lineup was a Satanist, which is really fucking hard to believe. And that the satanic stuff isn't what I feel MayheM is about today. MayheM's music is still dark, but I wouldn't say that it's satanic. That's a direct quote from one of the members.
Additionally, Hammer stated no member in the New Line was against Satanism and all that stuff that you just went over. Mm-hmm. The band's second full-length album, Grand Declaration of War.
Ooh, I like that.
Right? That's a strong fucking name for an album. Grand Declaration of War.
Indeed.
I want Dan Carlin to just fucking say that, because honestly, when he says shit like that, it fucking tingles your soul.
It gets into your gut and under your skin.
Yeah, right? Grand Declaration of War was released in 2000. All right, Y2K. Why are you doing about it? They've actually made it this fucking far.
Right.
From
84 to 2000.
Right, you have murder, and then you have suicide, and then you have them sharing the suicide guts, and in fucking, eating the stew.
What the fuck? They were wearing pieces of his skull as necklaces and handing them out to other bands because they deemed them worthy. And
Hey,
that's some crazy shit, man.
you are cool.
Here's a piece of skull.
Some skull.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Is it deer skull? No. It's Dead's skull.
That's amazing.
That's fucking so fucking... I don't know. You can tell that these guys were fucking no joke.
Right.
But back to this. Strongly influenced by progressive and avant-garde metal. The album was contempt-based, dealing with themes of war, post-apocalyptic destruction, like Fallout 4. Have you played it? If you haven't, you're a fucking loser. Maniac largely abandoned the traditional black metal rasp for dramatic spoken word monologue, which most of the songs sequencing seamlessly into one another. Because, when they say that, let's go ahead and put it into perspective. Okay, you have Between the Buried and Me, okay, or Black Crown Initiate.
Ooh, I like them.
Yeah, they're fucking awesome, dude. And every single song goes into one another. So that's what they're kind of talking about. Let's just say you have one song dancing around, you have clean vocals, and the clean vocals are in a specific tone and a specific melody going with these clean vocals.
It's like an algorithm.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have these songs in one 5-minute segment, and then the next song, you don't know it's the next song because it just kind of
drifts into it. Right, that's pretty freaking cool, man.
Right?
I like that.
Yeah,
I mean, there's other bands that do stuff like that.
Several bands.
Yeah.
Honestly, Between the Buried and Me.
Yeah, that's
Colors.
one. Yeah, Colors is amazing.
If you have a chance to listen to Colors, fucking listen to that album. That album is fucking pure genius.
It really is.
They've actually went on tour on that album, Between the Buried and Me. Check them out.
Yep.
With that album.
They did.
And every single night, they played that same album plus a couple of other songs for an encore.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you got to think, every single night, did they play a different encore song or did they play the same song? Because, being in a band, you play...
particular kind of set list.
Exactly.
You begin with one song and end with another, or then you switch it up for the next show, whatever.
Right. And that's what... that's. I'm curious to know if they played a different set list every night. But if you do know about any of this, write us at Slurring Memes.
I had to do that. I just wanted to pause so it sounded like we fucked up again. Slurring and Memes podcast at gmail.com.
And let us know what they, if, let's just say you're in fucking Missouri, but then they went to Tennessee and played some fucking serious shit and played completely different set lists for the encore.
Right. When Colors came out, I actually went and saw them at the Hardcore Metal Festival in Worcester, Mass. And oh my God, it was just like fap worthy how good they are, man. You just want to stand in the mosh pit by yourself and just masturbate aggressively. That's how good their shit is. The
fucking craziness about it is that I've never seen them live. I've only seen YouTube videos of them live, and it's...
You're missing out, man.
I know. I feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah.
I should fucking pull a dead.
Right?
So, right? Yeah, take my skull to one of those shows.
Right.
Additionally, MayheM stated that no member of the new line was a Satanist.
Hard to believe.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Let's wear skull necklaces all over the place. Yeah.
And burn churches.
Let's burn churches.
Yeah. So this is again, that's the band's second full-length album, Grand Declaration of War, which is just an amazing name. I love it. MayheM made headlines once again in 2003 when fan Per Christian Hagen landed in the hospital with a fractured skull after being hit by a severed sheep's head.
That is something else. Something else.
That's amazing.
What?
It was thrown into the audience from the stage. Assault charges were filed and everything. I mean, Think about that for a second. It's like you have to go to
assault charges.
You have to go to the cops and be like, "Hey, man, so I broke my fucking head, and it's because this fucking sheep skull came flying off the stage and boof, right in the head." That's pretty amazing. So, oh, yeah, speaking of, but going on, charges were filed, but the band considered it to have been entirely accidental, which, again, that actually happened, I think, of like Lamb of God, when that kid got killed in the pit.
Yeah, that was completely accidental. He thought, he pushed him off the stage, and it's just like, he thought he was going to make it.
Right.
That's the thing. Because
this, again, bands deal with this stuff all the time. I mean,
all the time.
Think of a band like Dillinger Escape Plan. They're bringing people on stage, they're spitting fire, they're swinging off pipes and kicking you in the chest and doing all kinds of crazy shit. So this is just happenstance. This is typical routine for them. And then all of a sudden, this one kid, gets bumped off stage. Not hardly. He wasn't like thrown off or like projectile-y thrown. He was just pushed off the stage and landed. And then
fuck you and your couch.
And unfortunately, he passed away, which sucks. But can you blame the band or can you blame the crowd or whatever happened to happen? Because of an unfortunate circumstance. I mean, it happens. I mean, it did happen. The guy's died. The poor kid died, and it sucks. But
it does suck. You hit a pothole in the road while you're doing like fucking 50, and it's a bad pothole. Where it's like you hear everything just rattle, and then your tire's out. You lose control and into another car. You fucking kill someone in the other car.
Yep.
You might even fucking kill yourself. It was a fucking accident.
Now you're gonna blame the state and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna write my governor. We better fill that pothole before it kills somebody else."
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I get it. I mean, it is what it is. It's I mean, I guess really all you can do is be apologetic and be like, it's just something that you have to just deal with as being in a band. People are gonna jump on the stage because they love you and they want to touch you and hug you, but at the same time, you get other instances like Pantera. The guy jumps on stage and grabs Dimebag and just shoots him in the head 6 times.
That's some fucking bullshit.
I mean, that's some crazy shit, man. That just happens, So they have to be protective of themselves. You don't know if the guy's going to jump on stage with a knife. I mean, who knows? But
they do. They definitely have to.
Right. So the band released their next album in 2004, and that was Chimera. Actually, that was a band as well, Chimera. If you remember that band.
They're so fucking good.
They're gone, long gone. They're completely disbanded.
Really? They completely just like fucking
they hated something happened with the lead singer. They hated each other, and fucking boom.
Like okay. When I first saw Chimera, okay, it was at some sort of fucking.
I saw him at the
live.
Avalon.
I saw him at Ozfest.
Okay.
Was it an Ozfest? I think it was at Ozfest.
Probably.
They were playing at Ozfest. I'm not sure. I don't remember really, but they were so fucking good. They were just like 100% like on it. I enjoyed it, and then I checked them out. This was back when the internet was starting up.
Yeah, like MySpace and
like
shit.
Fucking MySpace. You have Dick Space. You had Fuck Space. Those are porn.
And Nobody's Space.
Pornhub.
Safe Space.
Check out Pornhub if you're lonely.
So they released that Chimera album in 2004, showing a return to their initial raw sound. It was like but higher production value and progressive edge, which means they basically had more money to fuck with. So later that year, Maniac left the band, and according to Necrobutcher, that was because of his alcoholism induced by stage fright, which again makes no fucking sense to me because the guys were trying to kill each other and use guns and all kinds of weird shit. But apparently these guys, at the same time as being hard asses and crazy psycho Satanists, they were fucking pussies.
Wait a second. Who was the stage fright?
Well, I mean, the fucking this idiot Maniac has some stage fright issues because of his alcoholism.
Wait a second.
Now, when I drink, I am less afraid. Like, I'm just gonna go out and be like, "Oh, here's my dick helicopter."
Fucking right.
Like, fuck that shit.
Speaking of alcoholism,
that's my favorite sound in the world.
It's the best sound. It's the only sound. Love it.
Again, apparently. He had stage fright due to alcoholism, which makes no sense. But Necrobutcher then explained that because of the tendency and violence encounter between the singer and blasphemer led to the guitarist kicking Maniac down a flight of stairs, resulting in some somewhat serious injury. But again, they reinstated this dude, which again, whose name I cannot pronounce. It's Chihar. Someone pronounce that for me, please.
If you know how to pronounce his name, please do write us at Slurring Your Means podcast at gmail.com.
Woohoo, we did it together.
Yeah,
We held hands and did that
100%.
together.
Teamwork.
So, returning of that guy with the weird name, this is 2004 to 2008 again. The band's fourth full-length album. Imagine that. They started in 1984, now they're up to 2004. We're talking 20 years, and they've got 4 albums.
Fucking years. Like, they only have 4 albums.
Yeah.
I mean
I guess it makes sense because they're killing each other. Oh, we need another member. We killed another one.
You gotta think, like back then, Metallica, they came out, what, 1981?
Technically, Metallica was like 78 or 79, I think. When they,
Fuck
like,
that.
Garage Days
81.
or something. Yeah, I know.
Of course.
But
definitely, they are old, but they had several different albums coming out. They
Multiple
had 4 albums by 92.
And no matter what anyone says, Master of Puppets is the best album they ever did.
100% the best album.
And if you argue that with me, we're going to go outside in the fucking alleyway. I'm going to fuck you.
Fuck. We're going to fucking put it in your ass, kid.
No kidding. So anyway, so they finally get this 4th album after 467 years. And I guess it's Ordo ad Chao, which basically is Latin for Order to Chaos, which is another great fucking album name. It was released in April 2007. Contained a much more rawer sound than the rest of the band's more recent work, which, when they say recent work, maybe some of them 20 years ago. I don't know what the fuck this means, but... So, anyways, the recent work was done, and the drums were not equalized, and the mix was notably bass-heavy, against black metal convention, which probably pissed off a whole bunch of people.
Yeah, they were like, why can't I hear the drums?
This is a black metal. This is burgundy metal. Like, what the fuck?
This is teal metal. Can I get some black metal, please?
Yeah. Can I return this Crayola fucking bullshit? But anyways,
garbage.
The album continued the band's experiments with unorthodox song structures with Illuminate, Eliminate. At 9:40, this particular song, the band's second longest track, so 9 minutes and 40 seconds. You don't usually hear metal songs that go on that long anymore, even though it's nice to hear them sometimes. That was their longest track, which is behind Grand Declaration of War's Completion in Science of Agony.
Science of Agony. You cannot get fucking metal in that.
You just really can't.
Science of
Agony.
Agony.
That was only part 1.
Here's the reason behind Agony. Let me fucking show you.
Yeah.
And you fucking blast beats all day.
Right.
Fuck yeah.
The album received strong reviews and was the band's highest charting album, peaking at number 12 on the Norwegian charts. Now, Norwegians have their own fucking charts and shit.
They do.
Apparently
mean, like,
so.
Americans have their own charts. American has things talking about being great again.
Yeah.
But when I get into
Building
politics,
walls.
fuck the walls.
I don't know, man. If it was Pink Floyd's, well, I'd build that shit.
All day. Fucking fuck
Trip
you.
balls and jump off it. But anyways, so it peaked at number 12 in the Norwegian charts. And in early 2008, Odo Achabo Guerrero, whatever his fucking
I'm sorry.
name is.
I'm going to cut you off really quick.
Cut me off,
All right.
bitch.
I'm going to cut you off. Fucking, where's the glass?
Yeah.
Right?
Make
Number
sure it's dull like a spork.
Right? Number 12
Yeah.
in the Norwegian fucking. Oh yeah. Number 12 in the Norwegian charts.
Yeah, so it must be like black metal charts or something.
Like,
but
I don't know if it's just black metal charts.
it could be all music. Who
Norwegian,
knows?
yeah.
So Michael Jackson was number 1, and MayheM was number 12.
You know, the thing is that like Norwegian charts, you got to think, how is it that Norwegian black metal makes it number 12? Imagine that in America.
Right.
Right? You have, think about it. You have Kanye West.
Yeah, or like a Cardi B.
Kanye West, Cardi B. Fuck that
Some terrible
shit.
fucking music.
Like, you listen to it, and it's just like,
Dude, I can make a better beat when, like after eating Thanksgiving dinner and farting on my couch.
I can make a better metal beat by slapping my thighs together.
I know.
You know, it's terrible what we have here in America.
Oh, God.
In a thing.
We really need to start like a fucking revolution to fix music. Because I'm sick and tired of Kanye. I'm sick and tired of Cardi B. I'm sick and tired of like Kesha and all that kind of shit. Like, what happened to musicians and music? Like, remember, like, I know, who knows who the fuck is listening? You could be 8 years old, you could be 80 years old, whatever. But Back in my day.
Back in my day. Oh my God.
So
he officially used that statement.
Yeah, well, hashtag fuck you. But we grew up in the 80s and 90s, and, we grew up during some fucking amazing times in music.
Amazing. Like right after the 70s when music was just
After-
like coming
when
out.
Disco was killing the hippie era and that kind of shit. And
Yeah.
then all of a sudden you had bands like Guns N' Roses came out. And then you had bands like, there's a ton of it, Slayer, Guns N' Roses. Even Whitesnake, even though it was two albums I think they had before they disbanded. You had Metallica, you had Megadeth, you had all these, you had Anthrax, like the big four. And then
Literally the big four.
Yeah.
You just named them all
Yeah,
off.
I know I did.
Fucking
And added
Megadeth
some
is
others
one of
to
my
it.
favorites. Megadeth, like
Ugh.
fucking Holy Wars.
Holy
Fuck
shit.
yes.
That's a
dude.
symphony of destruction.
I could totally play that fucking song front to back. Fuck yes.
And then you progress into the 90s and you had the grunge era. Not everyone likes it, but I loved it. Like, in particular, you had bands like Pearl Jam, who I still love to this day. Then you had another band that I think, as far as, in my opinion, is the best frontman that's ever walked the face of the earth, Lane Staley, and that's Alice in Chains.
Yes. Agreed.
What a fucking voice that man had.
He has a voice. The only other person that can probably
Chris Cornell, maybe?
Chris fucking now, dude.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Chris fucking now. Straight
rest
up.
all their souls.
He actually had such an amazing voice.
His
And
range, everything.
Yeah,
He
his
could do anything.
range, and the thing is that like he had Soundgarden for such a long time.
Right.
And
And
then
Audio
back in
Slave.
2000, he had Audio Slave, and he was fucking killing
Yeah,
it.
he's killing it. But here's
Murder.
Here's a guy that no one thinks
Surprised he
about.
wasn't arrested.
And then we keep getting away from MayheM because we get on these fucking rants and start talking music and shit because this is what we fucking know, But here's a guy that no one talks about, and his name is Mike Patton. And if you don't know who Mike Patton
don't
is,
fucking tell me about fucking
Yeah.
Mike Patton.
Mike
Patton
motherfucking
is a
Patton.
fucking god.
and if
to
you don't know
what
what band
is-
he was a
is
frontman of, it was Faith
No More. That's
And
it.
let me tell you, like, this guy was the reincarnation of Freddie Mercury. As far as I'm concerned, it was a guy that could do everything. He could rap, he could scream, he could sing ballads, he could do musicals, dude. He could tap dance, he could do fucking anything. This guy was unreal.
The only thing I can probably tell you, or maybe even get close, kind of like literally just like kind of touching close to the sun. This is how close it is. Serge Tankian.
Oh man, he's phenomenal.
Only one that can possibly
Of this generation, yeah.
that can
Yeah.
only touch Mike Patton is Serge Tankian. And the thing
He's
is that
amazing.
like they are so fucking
You know,
stubborn.
I have a great story actually about them from Ozfest.
Oh, please do tell
So
us.
I can't remember the exact year because I was working for Honda at the time, and I want to say it was 2005, maybe 2006, whatever it was. But it was the main stage, and so backstory to it was I was working at Honda at the time, and this really shitty job. Actually, it wasn't a shitty job. The people were great, but the hours sucked because when you work with cars, you have no fucking life. But anyway,
course.
so. The marketing director of a local radio station came in and needed a brake job, like a four-wheel fucking brake job.
Sure.
And then I was like, well, I'll tell you what. I will give you a discount if you can get me tickets to Ozfest. And she was like, yeah, sure. I was like, all right, cool. I'm going to get
Really?
tickets. Yeah, this is true fucking story, man. So I gave her a really good discount on what was a very expensive brake job. Did the brake job, and then a couple months go by, and I hadn't heard from her, nothing. And I'm sitting there, and like, I
kinda
know,
pissed at
I'm
this point.
Oh, I'm bullshit. I'm like, oh, she fucked me over. She just, talked me into fucking giving her a discount. So day before Ozfest, okay, and I'm sitting there seething, like, what the fuck, man? I didn't have the money to get the tickets. I got to pay rent. I got car notes. I got all this shit I got to pay for. I can't get fucking concert tickets. I'm sitting at my desk just before lunch. It was like 11:30. This young nerdy lady comes in with glasses and blonde hair, and she goes, "Can I speak to Tim Philbrook?" That's my full name if you need to know. Now you can Google me.
Yeah. Oh no.
And
Do me a favor before you continue this. Send him many friends requests.
Yeah,
and
please
then
do.
Try to send him as many penises as possible, but
box me those dicks.
not the penises that are actual penises. But I'm talking about anything phallic.
So,
Go ahead, go.
so this little nerdy chick comes in and asking for me, and I was like, "Yeah, that's me." And she goes, "Oh, here, I have something for you from my boss." I was like, "Okay." And she hands me this little white envelope. I'm like, "Oh, what the fuck is this? Who is this lady? I don't know what this is." I open it up. 4, not 1, not 2, not 3, 4 front row tickets to Ozfest.
You are fucking bullshit kidding
No,
me.
I'm
Are you
not.
fucking serious?
Dead serious. Dead
no
serious.
fucking way.
So,
oh my god.
yeah,
Dude, that's so unbelievable.
So then I go to my boss's office and say, look at these tickets I just got, and I'm not coming to work tomorrow or the next day because I'm going to fucking Ozfest and getting fucked up and watching Ozzy play and watch fucking System of a Down, which is what we're getting back to. So anyways.
Oh, so you're telling me that you went to Ozfest and you saw a System
Front row.
that played Lonely Day.
Oh, they played everything.
They played Lonely Day in that fucking specific show.
Yeah,
Okay,
the Tweeter
what
Center.
year was this?
I think it was 2005 or 2006.
Oh, okay, great. 2005, 2006.
Yeah.
I was dating someone back then, and we had a huge inkling about fucking seeing System of a Down. And I was living in Lynn on Abbott Street. Fuck off. If you want to fucking look for it, go ahead. I don't care. I don't live there
Lynn, the
anymore.
city
You
of
don't know
sin.
where I live. You don't know where I live. So we actually went together, and back then, I was all about System of a Down.
Oh, who wasn't, man? I love them.
They had just recently came out a couple of years before, maybe a year before. They had Mesmerize and Hypnotize come out.
I saw them in '99 at Local Bazooka, which I touched on the first our first podcast, the first part of this particular podcast.
Nice.
Yeah, but I'm going back on that story. So I'm front row, and I know System of a Down's coming out, and I'm like, fucking, I'm just pumped. So the bassist comes out first, the guy with the really long beard that's braided and shit, and he's phenomenal. I can't remember his name, but anyways, go ahead and Google it while I tell the story.
Go ahead.
So he comes out and he's got this handful of joints, and he lays them out on his speaker. I'm like, wow, man, this guy's gonna smoke a shit ton of pot while he plays. And he proceeds to start lighting them, take a couple puffs, and starts handing them out to the crowd. And I'm like, dude, I'm front row. I'm getting one of these fucking joints, bro.
Odagian.
Not only, that's his name, Odagian.
Odagian.
So
Shavo Odagian.
I push up a little closer, and I'm tall. I'm like 6'6", so I got that stretch Armstrong reach, and I reach out, and he hands me a joint.
Oh my God!
I'm excited. Me. He takes a couple of puffs of it, hands it to me. I reach out, fucking snatch that shit, right off the fucking out of his hand and smoke it. And everyone's reaching for it for me to pass it, so I pass it along. Then he lights another one, and he starts puffing, and he hands me another one to me. And I'm passing along. I pass it to my now ex-fiance and passing along, and he just kept handing, for the whole hour-and-a-half set, handing me 15, 20 joints. I take a puff and just pass it along in the crowd. It was one of the greatest things that ever happened. That same night, Ozzy came out. It wasn't Black Sabbath. It was just Ozzy and Zach Wilde was playing.
Now you see, whenever Ozzy plays with Zach Wilde, it's like Ozzy for like 5 minutes, and then Zach Wilde for the rest of the fucking hour and a half.
That's exactly what it was, because Ozzy just stands and goes, glibin, gloobin, glibin, globin, and you can't hear anything he's fucking saying. But what he does, if you've ever seen him in these older days, he would just run around on the stage with buckets of water and throw them on people.
Because he pissed himself.
Yeah, and
he was so excited.
He would point at me, and again, Ozzy doesn't know me from hole and wall. I mean, I love this man. He's the fucking the Prince of Darkness. You know what I mean?
Of course he is.
And he takes this these constantly like 5-6 buckets of water, just throws them into my face. And every single time I came, I was like,
oh, my pants are ruined.
So again, that was not my favorite concert ever, though. We talked about it. The first part of this podcast was Local Bazooka, because I was tripping balls for that whole concert.
Oh man, we have tripping balls story. But continue, please.
Yeah. So again, we're getting away from MayheM a little bit because we don't really give a fuck. We're just gonna talk shit. So my brother at the time, was a really, really good friend, owned a limo company, and I got tickets for Local Bazooka, which is open air. It was just general admission shit. And I told my brother, hey man, I got these concert tickets. My friend is actually driving a band up there, so you can hop in the limo and get backstage. I was like, fuck yeah.
Wait, what was this?
This is Local Bazooka '99. So let me explain the bands that were there.
Back in '99, I was living in New York.
Yeah. So the headlining band was Primus.
Or was I in Mass? I don't remember. Fucking go.
Yeah, it was Primus was the headliner. Motorhead played. It was when Slipknot's first album came out, they had played. System of a Down's first album came out, they played. Static X had played, and no one even knew who they were.
Dude,
like,
Static
Drain
X?
STH, all these great bands, yeah.
Rest in peace, Wayne Static. You are the fucking man.
And they were on the third stage. No one even knew who the fuck they were. It was awesome.
Oh, man.
So we roll up, And there's this huge fucking line, because I think it was like the Worcester Airport area, with this big open field and shit. And this is like a week after the Woodstock, where they were like burning shit and killing people. It was nuts, you know. Everyone remembers that fucking story. So it had rained a lot. So they had these big mud pits just like Woodstock. So everyone's going balls out. But anyways,
Sure.
we ride up this little dirt road, and we're in a limo. We're kids. You know, this is 99. I'm fucking 16, 16, 17. And everyone's like, knocking on the side of the limo like, oh my god, it's a band, oh my god. So we're like, oh, let's go with it, man. So we crack the window and stick our little devil horn hands out, and everyone starts freaking out. Oh my god, it's a fucking band. And we're like, we're just kids on acid, fuck you. So we roll in, man. And by the time we rolled in and got out, we were drinking and shit. I know we're underage, who gives a fuck? Tripping balls. I mean, every teenager, not every teenager, but most do this.
Who doesn't fucking drink when they're underage? I was 16 when I had my fucking... No, I take that back. I was 14 when I had my... No, I even take that back even further.
Oh, Jesus.
10. I was 10 years old when I had my first beer. Yeah, pussies, fuck you.
Yeah, that's how they raised them in the 80s. But anyway, so we ride up, we get backstage, and I had a big bottle of Zambuca. If you know what Zambuca is, it's Portuguese alcohol. Yeah. And I had just bought a brand new sweater because it was September, and school had just started, so I was in high school. And I was like, it's kind of warm out. I'm going to leave the sweater, and I'm too young to carry booze around, so I'm going to leave it in the limo and go back and forth and drink it while I'm tripping balls and have a good time. They had like this big trampoline ring set up with these oversized boxing gloves, and you jump in on the trampoline, you punch each other, and they had this big wall you could climb, like rock climbing thing, and all this other cool stuff. These big, like, remember gladiators with the big foam jousting things where you'd knock each other at the podiums? They had that kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, fucking fun.
Oh, it was so much fun. So anyways, we go through this whole show, tripping balls, all this great shit happened. We're riding down fucking hills in the mud on shopping carts, just doing crazy shit, dude. It was so much fun. So now, the guy that owned the limo company had to go back and pick up this band. We didn't know what band it was, but we're going to get to that in a second. This is a great fucking story. So I go back to the limo. He'd already picked up whatever said band this was, and I go back to the limo. I'm like, I want to drink some more booze and grab my sweater. It's getting a little cold out. I go to the limo, and the sweater's gone, and my booze is gone. I'm like, what the fuck, man? I'm going to be cold. I got no more booze. I'm still tripping, but I want to drink and be warm.
Yeah, of course.
I was like, all right, whatever. Bands go on, and then the headlining band comes on, and that headlining band was Primus. So the best bassist that's ever walked the face of the earth. And what's his name? The best bassist is Primus.
Oh, fucking Les Claypool.
Les Claypool, the best that's ever walked the face of the earth. Comes out.
Hands down.
And starts playing. My name is Mud. But not only does he come out playing that, he's wearing my fucking sweater.
No! Fucking way!
Dude, first off,
now I've never heard this story before. This is absolutely unbelievable.
My fucking
what
sweater.
The fuck?
Yep, I swear to God, this fucking happened. He's wearing my fucking sweater, and I go running up to the front. I was near the front as it was already because I wanted to see Primus. It's the only time I've ever seen them. And I ran up to the stage, and I'm screaming at him. I'm tripping balls, but somehow I realized, I was like, that's my sweater. And I'm screaming, you fucking asshole. You stole my sweater. Where's my booze?
Where's my booze?
And he's playing doodle-a-doodle-a-doot, doodle-a-doodle-a-doot, and he points at me, and he goes, my name is Mud, and the whole pit blows up, and I couldn't get close enough to the stage to keep bitching. But that was that was the best show I've ever gone to. It was the best thing that's ever happened to me. Outside of getting a drumstick from Lamb of God and getting a guitar pick from Lamb of God, and I got my ass beat to get those two things.
And that's worth it.
Oh, it's worth every fucking beating and scar I have from it. Oh, man, what a story. My favorite sound.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I know we keep getting off subject and, not talking about MayheM and shit, but that was still, like, probably the best moment of my life outside of meeting my fiance, I guess. She's pretty cool, I guess. Yeah,
no,
she's okay.
She's fucking awesome. But the fucking MayheM.
MayheM.
The drums were not equalized, and the mix was notably bass heavy against black metal, the black metal convention. And the album continued the band's experiments with the unorthodox song structures, which eliminate at 9 minutes and 40 seconds, the band's second longest track behind Grand Declarations of War. completed in Science of Agony. Okay, I think we went over this.
We did.
I'm kind of fucking a little bit hoo-hoo. That's fine, and I don't give a shit. And if you don't give a shit, then you're awesome. But if you do, then fucking turn us off and look for something else. Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. And your mom and your brother and your uncle.
That's right. Everyone that's related to you, they can go fuck themselves. No, we love you. I'm serious. In April 2008, Blasphemer announced his plans to leave the band, expressing lack of desire to continue dispute satisfaction with their accomplishments.
That's weird.
Yeah, like
you're not satisfied with
like
killing
this.
members and suicides and church burning. You're not satisfied. Ugh, faggot.
Yeah, right. He played European festival dates over the following months, with his last performance in the group coming in August. He thereafter continued to work with the Portuguese band Ava Inferi, which probably means Ava in what the fuck? Inferno.
Something Inferno.
Something Inferno.
Like.
I'm thinking it's something Inferno.
Yeah, let's look that up.
Let's fucking take a gander at what the fuck. It's actually another Norwegian band.
They said Portuguese, though, didn't they?
But yeah, they did say Portuguese.
A porch full of geese?
Porch full of geese. But we're looking at...
Almeida, Portugal. That's where they're from.
Almeida. Oh, the thing is that...
that's where Gabe's from.
Yeah, that's where Gabe's from.
Fuck you, Gabe. You fucking virgin bastard, you.
Yeah, right. So virginistic.
I don't think he's a virgin now.
No, not anymore.
Not,
he put it in. He put his fucking work in. He's just like, I'm coming back Tuesday, and I'm not going to be virgin.
I put my 3 inches of fury into her.
I was very angry.
I can't wait to talk to him because I want to hear all the details of how fast it ended.
It was like good time, and
good time,
I was
and
over.
I was 1 pump, 2 pump. Oh. You guys don't get the reference. We're just making fun of his voice. We love him.
He's awesome. He's an awesome kid. The thing is that he's a kid, and we're a little older, so we consider him a kid, and he acts for me because I fucking work with him. He acts for me like a kid, and it's kind of difficult to get my point across. But I don't fucking give a shit about that stuff.
Not really.
Right now, no. I'd like to voice it, but no. Right now, the debut album, Burdens, was released in January 2006, which is, we're still talking about the Ava Inferi, which we still don't know the fucking name, what the name of the meaning is, but back to fucking MayheM.
This marked the departure of a musician credited with the bulk of the musical composition of the band's 3 most recent studio albums. So this is the next part of this is after Blasphemer's departure and Esoteric Warfare, which is 2008 to present. But statements of imminent touring plans were announced on the band's webpage a few weeks after their final dates with Blasphemer, and this is October 2008. And this guy's name was Christer Dreyer. His name was Morpheus.
Morpheus. Not to get it confused with Morpheus from the Matrix.
Yes.
Even though Morpheus from the Matrix is fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, I'd say.
And, the picture of him, he actually didn't seem like to not wear corpse paint.
Yes.
So he really liked Jackson guitars. Continue.
So... yeah, his name was Morpheus of this, I guess, these other bands, Dimensions, F3H, Limbotic Art. He joined the group as a touring guitarist for their upcoming South America Fucking Armageddon tour. And that's literally what it's called, is Fucking Armageddon tour, which is fucking phenomenal.
Like, I don't understand. How the fuck did they get away with all this?
Because they're MayheM, apparently.
Like, they didn't give a shit.
No,
totally.
they
Like,
didn't.
what is this? I'm sorry. I'm like fucking all that shit up. But what is FCC? They didn't give a fucking shit. They straight up. What is FCC? Oh, they don't like cursing? Oh, they fucking bitch and faggot. With this lineup, prior to announcing summer 2009 dates with Silmacheth, a French musician, a second touring guitar, as a second touring guitar. In November 2009, the band was arrested in Tilburg, Netherlands, after destroying a hotel room while on tour. Who the fuck doesn't destroy a hotel room? Who the fuck doesn't destroy a hotel?
Isn't that like band etiquette?
That's like straight band etiquette. Like, honestly, if we destroy a hotel room, find that as like compliment.
Right. It's like,
You
we
know?
really liked this fine establishment,
like
so we
it.
threw a couch out the
It
window.
looks fucking great.
Right.
Now we're going to make it look better. In November 2009, Norwegian guitarist Tilok of
Tilburg?
Tilok?
Tilburg.
Nidindger?
Don't say that word out
I'm
loud.
sorry if you. I'm
little,
fucking butchering his name.
He necro butchered that word.
Yeah, Nidindger replaced Selma Hayek.
Selma Hayek.
Selma Hayek in February 2011 and performed with the group before departing the following year. So he was like, I'm Selma Hayek. I am like not speaking very good Spanish.
My sweet tits are way too good for this
They're
band.
too fucking delicious.
And, Quentin Tarantino wants to drink fucking beer off of my feet.
They
So
need
I'm going to
to-
go do that instead.
Yeah, so I leave band, yes. And in an interview in 2012, Necro Butcher revealed that MayheM had begun work on their 5th studio album. As of November 2013, the album was being mixed with an early 2014 release date expected. So several months later, on February 18th, 2014, it was announced that MayheM would release a new album May 2014. Well, they fucking totally said that twice.
They may just say it twice, apparently.
Yeah, fuck you guys.
Fuck
If I can
MayheM.
eat a dick.
So it's with a new song called Cywar.
Cywar.
Made available for streaming only, apparently. But on February 20th,
can buy
2014, the band's record label, Season of Mist, announced that the new album, Esoteric Warfare, would be released worldwide on May 27th, 2014. This marked the first MayheM studio effort since Blasphemous' departure and Telok's permanent status in the band.
So this was like over 4 years ago. A little
Right.
over 4 years ago. Think about it. 4 years ago, they were a band of suicide, murdering, insane panda bears, which is excellent.
No
So
shit.
in January,
Suicidal, murderous panda bears. That's like if you want to like make a cover band of MayheM, you just call yourselves the Suicidal Murder Pandas.
do it. You won't. In January 2015, MayheM, Watain, and Revenge played together as a part of Black Metal Warfare Tour in the United States. They actually made it to the United States. By this point, they made it to the United States.
Imagine that.
Right? I wish I would have known who they were back then. I would have saw them. I would have been
No
like,
shit.
you're a fucking murderer. You're fucking awesome. And you're a fucking murderer. Yeah, I pointed at him twice. Fuck you. MayheM and Watain toured again in the United States November 2015. This is 3 years ago with Rotting Christ as part 2 of the previous tour. And that was like the latest thing that we've heard of MayheM.
Yeah,
You know?
I don't follow them. This is more of like I had known of this band and we discussed it before we decided to really create this little shitty podcast that we're doing right now.
Totally
it's
fucking
terrible.
fart knock.
Like McDonald's level food podcast. But I had some knowledge about them, and then I kind of delved into it a little bit, and we figured, hey, fuck it, let's talk some shit about this band. I don't know what the fuck they're doing right now, if they're still touring or whatever. But if you guys have any knowledge on it, you know exactly where to let us know that, and that would be at slurringyourmemespodcast@gmail.com.
Gmail.com, motherfuckers!
Hell yeah. So make it happen. Let us know if you guys have any knowledge about this shit. Even if you don't and you happen to just, out of curiosity look into it, just tell us what's going on. We'd like to know if they're still touring, if they're still murdering and suiciding and burning and whatever else they do.
It would be great to know what's going on. But aside from all that great, unbelievable stuff, I'd like to go ahead and put it out there that, so, aside from all that, trailer trash garbage,
Yes.
MayheM is obviously, you can tell by what we've been, researching and spotting out about this band. They are truly hardcore, 100%. Black metal, death metal,
Yes.
fucking everything all at once.
Their name really does describe the life of the band. MayheM is what they lived, which is fucking intense, man. I just can't imagine that. Like, I'm gonna kill a band member. I'm gonna blow my brains out, slit my wrists, and burn churches. Like, you're not gonna hear of another band that did shit like this. It's just not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard of a band that did things like this. I mean, you've heard of, like, James Hetfield getting his hair caught on fire and that kind of shit or whatever, but nothing else. Like, nothing even close to that.
I'd like to go ahead and just say thanks for listening to the podcast.
Yeah, thanks for listening to us ramble.
Yeah, two-part episode of MayheM, which is honestly, in my personal opinion, I think it's actually really, really, really good.
It is, yeah.
To let everyone know about early black metal. Let's just fucking say that.
Exactly.
It's fucking great. And I want to hold a beer up to you guys.
Yes. Cheers to you, motherfuckers, for even listening to our stupid rants.
And of course, I'm sorry for not really taking my time out of my day. I'm sorry, not my day, my moment here to actually give you guys one thing that we will always like to put out here and give you what we love.
We're here for the memes.
Really, for the memes. And we haven't really done much for the memes.
No, but we're
for
going to
this
do
episode,
it weekly.
But we will do it weekly. And this week, our meme of the day, okay, and it will stand out.
Yes.
Right? It will stand out. Right? When someone asks why I'm always looking at memes, because what's the point of having an internet connection
if you're not using it to look at weird, fucked up pictures?
Right?
That's the culture we live in. Like, people literally live by the meme now.
Yeah, that's literally what it is.
Yeah,
if you
memes are life, apparently.
If you don't live by these memes, no one cares about your shit.
I guess not.
No.
I guess not. Like, hey, you just scroll on your Facebook and people are talking about the new puppy. No, they're not talking about a new puppy. They're talking about the new engagement. No, they're not talking about the new engagement. What are they talking about? What are they posting? Memes. It's always the meme.
That's what it is, and that's what it will be. So the meme of the week, which we now do every single week, and I would like for you all to, partake in this meme
partake
of the week. Please do. Send us as many memes throughout the week.
And mind you, make them the worst possible memes. The ones that you know you're going to get Facebook banned for, those are the ones we want.
We want them.
We want them all.
Please do.
We probably have most of them already.
Right.
I mean, I know I do.
But right now, the meme of the week, to open our lives, our love, is this one. Just when someone asks why I'm always looking at memes, it's because what's the point of having an internet connection?
Right. If you're not using it to look at weird, fucked up pictures.
And that's what it is. Fucked up pictures.
Yeah.
Keywords, fucked up.
Right. I mean,
send them to us.
because I don't want to see a dog and be like, oh, if you don't repost this, you're going to have bad luck. It's a little smiling puppy. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I love puppies, but I'd rather see Jesus nailed to a cross or something and him, I don't know, shitting himself. Like, I don't fucking know, dude. I'm just randomly saying something, but I want the worst.
Yeah,
I want the shit that we are going to get banned for, that you're going to get banned for, that no one wants to see.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, if Jesus is on a cross and he gets stabbed in the cerebral cortex, he's immediately shitting his pants.
Right.
Like, there's no wait time. No. It's like, boom, we are dead.
Instant evacuation. Like I said, we just want the worst of the worst, and we want you guys to be a part of that. So again, when we talk meme of the week, and this is very new, I know there's who knows how many people listening. It could be 1, it could be 100, it could be 1,000. Who fucking knows? But I want you to dig into like the dark web, like dig in as deep into the internet as you can, and most importantly, like our pages and subscribe to us and get in there and drop the filthiest fucking shit you have, and then we'll shout you out. We will literally call your name out on our podcast and say, hey, you know, fuckface over here posted the best meme we've ever seen, so it's meme of the week.
Yeah, fuckface, last name, guy, gay. It doesn't matter. I don't care. You gay? You're transgender? You're fucking flaunting your dick but wearing a dress?
We don't give a shit.
It doesn't care.
Judge.
I don't care. Like, you can be whatever you want to be, but if your meme is saucy and tasty and delicious.
Covered in mayonnaise.
Oh, fucking mayonnaise. My favorite fucking kind of fucking food.
Oh, yeah, mayonnaise.
I put that mayonnaise onto my fucking sandwiches every single fucking day. Fuck it.
Fuck yeah.
If you have that kind of repertoire, I would love to see it.
We need to see it.
We will call you out. We'll make sure that you are known. We will make sure that everyone's going to like, I want to be this guy's friends.
We'll give you the credit.
100%.
But maybe we won't. Maybe we'll be like, oh, fuck that guy. This meme is ours. We're only kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah. But legitimately, we will call you out and say it. Like, hey, you fucking just made our day and made us laugh. And maybe even spill a beer or laughing so hard, which is blasphemy.
No, we don't want to like spill beer. But if we end up spilling beer, you made the cut. You have made the cut.
Shit, maybe be moderator on one of our fucking groups. Make
Yeah,
us spill a beer laughing or spit beer out. Yeah, you're going to be famous.
100% moderator. Like, that's 100% key.
Indeed.
All right? But that's only if you make us spill our beer.
Well,
Spill
that being
the
said,
beer.
I'm going to leave you, I guess, with one of our favorite sounds outside of a moaning woman. And we're going to leave you with that right now.
So enjoy the rest of the night, guys. And
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah, peace on the fucking out.